Welcome to Hawkeye Traders. I'd like to show you the Hawkeye Roadkill indicator. I call it Roadkill because it combines two time frames together. So in this case it's the daily and the weekly, showing you exactly what's happening with the weekly, and these setups are absolute dynamite and they get you in fabulous trades. Now, if you remember that the weekly trend on gold is still up, so let me just show you this. And this what I'm showing you, and I'm going to put it on some faster time frames, applies in all time frames. So if we look at the weekly, you could see that the heat map and the trend is in uptrend. Now if we go to the daily, you can see that we have a daily downtrend here. We also have weekly indicators coming up on the Roadkill indicator, and this is telling us that there is weak selling volume that has occurred on the weekly chart here, and which is now confirmed on the daily chart here. So if you wanted to take an aggressive short, you could do. However, I do try and teach people to actually go out and hunt for trades and hunt for setups, because at the end of the day you're not trading a chart, you're trading risk. So I want you to go and have a look at as many markets and charts as possible and find out where the setups are, rather than saying, well, I only trade the S&P or I only trade the Russell. You actually have to go and find markets that are moving. We all know in 2009 gold was having a great run, as oil had a great run last year. Well, then go and find these markets that are jumping. So you can see that there is weak volume on the weekly, there is weak volume on the daily. However, the trend on the weekly is green, showing you that if you are going to take this trade, just take it for a very short time, take something out of the market, because the chances are that it's probably going to reverse to the upside. And if we go and have a look at other time frames, you can see exactly the same. Here we have the S&P on a 5-minute, so the Roadkill will be set to 3 times 5, 15, and it's showing us that at this point here, weekly 15-minute volume had turned red. It also confirmed with the trend here, and also the volume on the 5-minute had gone red too. If you wanted to be really aggressive, you could have entered there. However, when it goes white here, you know that the trend is finished on the 15-minute. Your heat map is telling you that there is only all three trends have clicked to the downside. The 15-minute volume here is completely red. The 5-minute volume is red. So there is your entry point for you to get into this market. And if you wanted to get in at any time during the day, these big red blobs coming up are saying, hey, there's Roadkill coming up, get back in. The bias is to the downside, and then right at the end of the day we get the big sell-off to the downside. And let me just show you some other markets, and again we have exactly the same here on the euro. The Roadkill indicator would not allow you to have got into this trade to the short side, and thank goodness it did stop you, because you would have gone just sideways for a few hours. However, at this point here, when the volume goes red, if you wanted to be aggressive, you could have gone short there. The volume is red on the 5-minute, it's red on the 15-minute. The trend has gone neutral on the 15-minute. The heat map is short on the 5-minute, the trend is short on the 5-minute, and if you wanted to be aggressive, you could go in there. If you wanted to be conservative, you went there. Some green volume came in that pushed the market sideways into its congestion, and then off it goes back down again, etc., etc., and you can see how it unfolds during that time frame. The Roadkill indicator really is fantastic, and particularly for daily, weekly, looking at stocks, or you can just set it up in radar screen and in TradeStation and scroll through it and just find these setups, and I can assure you they greatly increase your chance of success.